Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Black Super Friends podcast. I am the host for tonight's episode, The Horace Towns. I would like to welcome everyone from internet and the TV land to this episode. So now that I'm going to convert to my urban voice, I want to say, what's up, y'all? What's happening, Pip?
What to do, my brother?
Man?
All right, man. Listen, I seen y'all introduction. Y'all done went Hollywood.
Hey, man.
Bye.
Just the beginning.
Yes.
Damn sure. Let me say something. You know, it's hard to get a tie that goes with pink. But you guys look like y'all about to go into the NFL draft. Boy, y'all boys looking real dapper there. Dapper.
You're not too bad yourself, my brother.
Well, thank you. But I can humbly admit I'm the worst tonight. Mario, you looking like you just came from the Kentucky Derby, boy. You sharp.
Hey, every man should own a horse.
All right. Well, for all that, yeah, goddamn right. For all that's tuning in, let me go to the cast that I like to call my best friends, the Black Super Friend. Starting off at the top, next to my side, I'm going to call this man the ladies' man.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast.
All right. Going to the bottom. He's a new character on the show this week, looking extremely dapper. I got to give my brother some credit. He went with the lavender. He's channeling the spirit of Prince tonight. Paisley Park edition. I'm going to go to the man who tonight will be known as Chris, the phenomenal Leo.
Yes. I want to make an announcement. I am now known, the artist formerly known as King Chris. I am now Chris Leo. Same king, just a Leo. Thank you for the introduction.
Well, I guess our battles have came to an end.
Yeah.
All right. Jeffrey Leday from Code Red, we see you. Hey, and the last but not least, my brother who is in the most prestigious home in Atlanta. I won't tell you the location. Super Mario Senior. Please say the senior.
I'm so happy to be here. Let's jump right into it.
All right. Well, listen, before we go to it, I got to go to the sponsors because that's what they require me to do. That's who pays the bills around here. And listen, I'm trying to find something, but City Riviera Beach, you now have an Italian restaurant. So please enjoy it. Tonight's sponsor is Dante's Italian World of Spaghetti. Ask around. We got the sweetest meatballs in town. Dante's World of Spaghetti. Dante said he got the biggest meatballs as well. You ain't gonna find no balls like this one.
I heard they melted in your mouth.
Yeah.
As all meatballs should.
A lot of people.
All right, listen. Going to the first topic for tonight, because I feel like I'm stuttering here. We're gonna talk about some trending news, fellas. So let me get into my CNN heterosexual Don Lemon mode. I was looking at some trending news this week, man, and a lot of them disturbed me. So this right up my alley. One of the things that disturbed me was a young mother. And we always talk about the images and what we put into our kids. There was a young mother on a TikTok video, and everybody's doing stuff to go viral. But the little girl probably had to be 2 or less than that. And her and the mother was singing the lyrics to a song that was so disrespectful. It was really kind of disgusting. I wanted to get y'all take on that, on what the young parents are. We understanding the impact that we have on our kids? Do we understand what we put in will come out? So I wanted to ask Mario. All you guys have daughters, so I really wanted to get y'all take on that. Mario.
Well, I seen the same video you seen, and I was disturbed only because it would later turn into a contradictory. See, I think that right now, the mom and the daughter was in all good fun singing a song, but I think that we forget that we should also keep children at a moderate rate when they're turning into adults. See, what happened is you give them leeway into the adulthood by and letting them embrace songs that they don't really know the meaning of, and they don't really know what the actions that are caused by those songs. And so they start embracing them, and then they start becoming inquisitive, because that's what kids do. And so they start looking into the action of what those songs actually mean. And then they say, well, hey, my mom and my dad thinks it's cool and it's okay. And then as parents, when they start acting out those songs, we just take it, we get flabbergasted and want to assault the kids or yell at them or put them on punishment and everything. Well, honestly, we're the root. So I think after seeing that video, I was like, man, as a parent, I got to be more. I actually talked to my wife about it and said, I need to be more conscious of the stuff I'm listening to around my kids, especially my son, because I don't want him growing up to be a thug. So I think I need to dial back on all the music that's killing, shooting, and fucking and doing all that kind of stuff like that. And then I'm trying to tell him elsewhere, but I'm bobbing my head to music and setting the wrong precedent. And that's where I think that we need to be more conscious of as a people. That's what I got from that video. It was a lesson to me to tone my music down because I'm grown enough to understand the difference, but children may not be. So what do you feel about this?
Zabo.
Okay, well, I believe that children are going to do 100% of everything that they see you do wrong as parents, and 80% of the things that you tell them to do right. So you have a lot of parents, especially women. Men do it as well because I've seen it on the other side. But in this instance, it was a woman who was doing this with a young lady, where they're very good parents, and they're raising them up the best that they can be. And like you tell her, it's wholesome fun. And the thing that happens is they can't differentiate. Like you said, they don't know the meaning of these different things. Like, hell, it's songs that we sung. Ooh, I want to sex you up. We don't know what the hell we talking about, but we were singing it because it was catchy. It was just catchy, so that the child is actually innocent. Probably a bad choice on the mom, even though it was reckless fun. Be just a little bit more visual, like you said, and more mindful as to what you're introducing the kids to, especially at a young age, even though it's, and harmless fun. But kind of took the same thing. We just got to be a little bit more mindful because we don't want those women or those men to grow up and, like you said, shoot them up, bang, bang, or in the women's cases, grow up and think that thotting and bopping is the way to go. What you got on it, Harv?
No, well, that was the same takeaway I had, but I'm gonna leave this to y'all. Y'all got the daughters. Chris.
Well, I hate to play the devil advocate here, but when I watched the video, the actual video, I don't know how long the video is, but the clip of the video, in that woman's defense, and I don't want to be in her defense, but in that woman's defense, that child was only doing the ad lib. She didn't say anything vulgar. She didn't say any cuss words. She was just ad libbing. So the mother was saying everything that was wrong in the clip that I seen. I don't know if it's a longer clip out there, but that's what I seen. I don't want to be. I don't want to throw stones when I live in a glass house. We on this show constantly big up JT Money. His nickname was the Bitchizer, and we was listening to that when we was very, very young. So I hate to play the devil's advocate here, but we was listening to, we came up on Luke, we came up on NWA, and these guys did not portray the best image towards women at a young age for us. So I'm going to kind of stay off this one a little bit, simply because I know where I came from and the music that I came up listening to. And, maybe it has something to do with the way I treat women now or have treated women. But at the same time, we did that too.
Well, Chris, before we transition, we listened to music as teenagers and as kids. We didn't listen to it with our parents. You wasn't in the car with your auntie or mom or anybody listening to Candy Looker or Pop That Coochie. That was my point of it.
My family, yes. We was at Christmas and goddamn barbecues listening to I was listening to some of the worst music in the world when I was young, and that was by my grandmother. So it was my family is a little unique. Well,
thanks for that. Okay, listen, I will cover this in post-production. Second thing I want to talk to y'all about is there's a lot of shows out there, right? And I don't know if it's people everyone's drawn to attention. I think the root of all evil now went to attention. So it's a popular show called VladTV. And I know for me, I have seen so many people go on there, and before this happened, I was like, some of the stuff they confessed on live camera, I just couldn't understand it. I've heard guys on there, talking about all the drugs they sold or how, they naming names and, robberies they committed. And I'm looking like, y'all still on live TV. There are hip hop police. There are people that look at this stuff. And so I was more confused at how people go on these shows and confess these things, and then we act shocked. This week, I forgot the guy's name. I just went blank. How he went on and got Casanova actually caught a federal charge off of some comments that they're going to use that he spoke about on VladTV regarding. I know one section was him talking about how many people he stabbed while incarcerated, I believe. So just trying to figure out, can y'all help me make sense of this new trend where we talk about stuff that, we've done or didn't do? Because when I came up, the old premise was gangsters moving silent. So help me understand, Mario.
Well, I think nowadays in this social media world, we want to put things in perspective. First of all, we didn't have no social media. So, and then we had big homies, the OGs. I think right now, after the crack laws cracked in, and it swept out a whole generation of men who was kind of passing down law and order in the streets and in the home. So right now, what you have is a lot of people who are peers and just the biggest man at the top of the totem pole. So they're leading, but they're leading with no wisdom. They might have knowledge, but they don't have no wisdom. So I think that Casanova and a bunch of people, because I watch Vlad quite often, I think that they fall into that trap of not having a guy in your corner saying, bro, you cannot do that. I understand it might make you sell a couple albums, but that's not what we're doing. I understand it might make you look like a tougher gangster, but that's not what we're doing. Because I think that money right now makes you an OG, not your time in the streets or your time in life or what you went through in life. And for the answer to that question directly to Vlad, though, I've had this back and forth a lot about Vlad. And I think it's both sided, because I think Vlad created a platform because he understands that this is going to give him a platform to make me money, because I'm going to get people on here and get them comfortable enough so they can speak candid. And actually, it's up to you, because he doesn't beat you up to get it out of you. You want to tell this stuff. And I see a lot of people in the culture are mad at Vlad, but at the end of the day, you should be mad or trying to big brother the guys in the industry and telling them, hey, bro, it's just like any other show you go on. Shut your mouth and talk about stuff that's relevant to your music career. We don't need to know about the guys you killed or the people you robbed or the drugs you sold last week, because the federal government is doing every and anything they can to prosecute. That's why their turnover ratio is so high. And it's just real. Like right now, why would they not use everything? They're not in the street. So if you understand a cop doing their job, they have to use every resource they can. So they're going to do that. And then Vlad has no control in it. So if you get up there and go to singing like a bird, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And that's just how I feel about it. I don't know how y'all feel, but that's just what I feel. What about you?
Yeah, I'm about to say I get that as facts too. I think a lot of guys get on there. Like I'm gonna start by saying I have not really watched too much of Vlad, except if one of you guys send me something that he's talking about, but I just don't follow him. So I'm gonna be limited in the things that I say about it. I have heard that connotation with his name about him being the feds. And Mario, you are right. I think the guys get on there and they're looking for some type of validation. We call them shoulda, woulda, coulda ass niggas. You're talking about all this stuff that you did do. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. You should be elevating and, trying to shift the narrative for the individuals coming up, show them that you lived a certain way. You don't have to get into it in specifics, but now you're on this path and you're looking to elevate this way and seeing how you can reach back into your community and give back. That's what should be going on, but apparently that's not what's going on. Like I said, I'm not real versed with Vlad. That's what I see when I see guys go on there and they mouthing off. I get the feeling of you're just trying to validate yourself for more sales. So I see LaTanya said maybe they need better PR agents. You might be right. You might be absolutely correct. What you got, Chris?
Well, I'm not personally. I'm not giving Vlad any of my platform, my attention. Vlad, from the suggestion of the Nation of Islam, Vlad had a interview with D.L. Hughley where he purposely misquoted Honorable Farrakhan. So what he said, well, Farrakhan was saying, I'm going to use the rock of truth to hit the Jewish community over the head with the rock of truth. Figuratively, he took it as it was actual, and he went on this raid to misquote the minister. And when asked to, with some of the people that he has on his show regularly, when asked to correct that wrong by apologizing, he was very vague with his apology. He also said that he would apologize if the minister comes on his show and do an interview. So this is not a quid pro quo situation. This is, you messed up. You violated one of our, where some black people feel is the equivalent of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and things like that. And I think that we have to protect black leaders in that way. So he doesn't get any of my attention. I am on a boycott of VladTV and all his material, and I suggest you do the same. But that's all I got. Horace, what you got?
Well, that's a good point. I didn't know that you knew that story as well, which is interesting. Is Vlad used to use the nation for security on different projects. So that's interesting, and I do agree with you. So I will join that boycott. I think the last episode that I had. Go ahead.
One thing Demario brought up in a post-show meeting, well, because his angle was about disrespecting the Jewish community and the Jewish following, and it's ironic because like Demario brought up to me, Vlad is an atheist who doesn't consider him. I mean, who doesn't follow the Jewish culture or the Jewish faith in its full capacity. So for him to come up to the to fight for the Jews, which you don't even follow the Jewish community, you are a Russian Jew, which is an anomaly in itself. So you should be able to understand why a black man would come to fight for another black man, especially a descendant of slave. So yeah, for me, I'm done with him.
Well, that'll work for me as well. I think the last episode that I watched was one I shared because of Ryan Davis was on there. So Ryan's a friend of mine, fellow comedian, did the show. But I want to ask y'all a question before I get to the meat and potatoes, which will be early tonight, simply because I think we got an angry mob outside. I seen them lining up, and the hate mail that I received this week was very encouraging. With that being said, with 2020, we've had, to be honest, since Kobe Bryant left this earth, it don't seem like nothing has been right. Y'all dang people stood that broom up and opened up a vortex, because nothing has been right since y'all around here standing them brooms up. We done lost Kobe, we done lost a few others, and then voila, we got COVID 2020. And this year has been quite the tailspin, from the election to COVID to you name it, financial hardship. So I said all that to say, with everything we've endured in 2020, is the traditional holiday season something that we should adapt, or should we adjust? You know, we are the number one consumers in America. So should this be a year that we take our energy and our efforts and put it towards recovery, or trying to set ourselves up better for 2021? So with that being said, let me ask that question, will be Chris.
Well, as a person that has not celebrated holidays for 3 years now, I've been on this trip. I think that we should be, especially this year, we should be using the holidays to adjust, to reset. We've went through a tumultuous year, and I think that it's about time that we try something different. The toys, by February, the toys are used, or the kids doesn't even want to play with them anymore. And just the whole theme around we have to give expensive gifts to celebrate this holiday. I think that we should use this holiday to set up for the future. There's CDs that you can make, that you can buy from the bank to help your kid in the future. There's black bank accounts that you can open for your kids as a business and put them on a credit card to make their credit better. I suggest Killer Mike's have Greenwood Financial. You should look into that. There's so many other things that we can possibly do to celebrate this holiday season and put ourselves in a much, much better position coming next year, because we have no idea the turn or what's going to happen with COVID. We could go through the same thing next year. I think that this is the year that we have to sit back and say, hey, look, COVID has taught us to value things in a whole different way. We need to value our family in a whole different way. We need to value our people in a whole different way. And we need to adjust the way we think about holidays. Let this holiday be something where you plant seeds for the future of your children and not just for the now of your children. Those same toys they're not gonna like in 3 or 4 months. But if you set something now, plant a seed now, that in 10 years they buy their own car when they graduate. I don't know if your kid graduates in 10 years, but I'm looking at my kid. At the same time, let's set them up for the future this year. We don't have to celebrate traditionally. And then on top of that, is it even our tradition? That's my question. What do you think, Hart?
Well, that's real nicely put, Chris. I like the way you put that. I was thinking the same way. I'm not big on holidays. I don't really come out Thanksgiving and Christmas and do all of that celebrating. I think that the celebration should be of family. You know what I'm saying? Use that time, like you said, to gather around one another, share love, because that's what the season is really about. It's about giving. It's not the gifts. You feel me? It's about giving your family, you know what I'm saying, giving them time, coming together. The dinners, the breakfasts, the lunches, and the things that you guys have that y'all share, fellowshipping is the word, is what the seasons should be really about. Somewhere along the lines, it got spent into being this big ticket item, and that's not the way that it should be. And we as Black people, we should really, I think, take a look or inventory into that, because we're the ones who are at the bottom of the food chain as it comes to finances and economics. Yet we're the ones who spend the money that we don't have, banking on a season that's coming after Christmas to recoup. And when are we going to start digging in so that we can start getting ahead of the curveball instead of always coming from behind it? It's two mindsets that you have. It's a proactive mindset and it's a reactive mindset. Unfortunately, a whole lot of us have a reactive mindset. You know, we're so programmed to the holidays and, oh, we need to do this, and we're spending money and putting ourselves into debt that we shouldn't be doing, instead of being proactive and thinking ahead. You know, a lot of people wait for the first of the year to get their year started. But you know what? If you start running around this same time that you're wasting money, by the time the first of the year come around, you got a head start on the game. But, you know, that's just my take on the holiday season and how I think I'm going to, you know, do it. Even in a conversation shared with a close friend of mine earlier today, he asked me about gifts and such, and I wasn't too really keen on that, because I don't want to spend my money on frivolous things. See, people with money, they spend their money on things that are going to make more money. And if me as a father, I'm a girl dad, I got to make sure that I put my daughter in the best possible position that when I'm no longer able to do it, she's good, and that's the best gift of all. But I don't know. I could be wrong. What you got for Horace?
Well, listen, Chris, you made some valid points. This year, I know everyone, COVID was tough, and I know some people have some financial challenges, but for the people that were proactive, I really believe that some people came and made some gains this year. The stock market was at a low that you've never seen before. So what did I do with my 1,200? Put it all into the stock market, and I have quadrupled. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but I did good with that. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. And then my kids, whether they appreciate it or not, I opened their own music label, Towns Music Syndicate. So they have their own LLC, they have their own tax code, and they should get a reward this year. So I did take advantage of what happened this year, trying to put my kids in position. So my kids are grown. Thank you, Jesus. So it's going to be a little different for me this year. But I do think that people that don't have it need to adjust. Whether you get another stimulus or not, you need to give, because the next 2 months are going to be hard as heck. So I just have to say that to people. I think that if you can have the traditional holiday season and that's something big in your family, that's something that you look forward to all year, cool. But do attempt to adjust and set yourself up, because like I said, for my financial partners, the next 2 months are going to be tough. Trump leaving office isn't going to be that great for some people. He cost me about a couple $1,000 this week in 2 days. So I just say, people, do the best you can. So Hardy.
You know what? Hold up. Let me stick you. Let me get in real quick, Hardy. And there was one other thing that I was thinking about with this, and somebody made a great point about COVID. Life is precious, and family is everything. Okay, if 2020 hasn't taught you anything, it should have taught you that. So use this time valuably. That was it. My bad. Go ahead, Hardy.
Well, all y'all made some good points, and I hate to be the contrary one on the group, but and I don't want to sound like I have it all figured out. But the post that we're talking about came from my wife, and she's a serial budgeter. So every year we budget, and we have a pot that we draw out of that we disperse to the kids. It's a thing, like, you know what I'm saying? We buy our parent stuff and then we buy kids stuff. I just believe in kids having a day. My nieces, nephews, you know what I'm saying? Like Horace said, my daughter grown, but she'll get something too. And my son too young to understand what Christmas is. But we're gonna do that regardless. But I think the points y'all made, I think should be consistent on life, period. On just that setting your kids up to win, and setting your family members up to win. Not even just your kids. I remember like 2 Christmases ago, my mom was like, I don't know what I want. So exactly what me and my wife did. She wasn't even my wife did. That's what we did. We opened her and got her some stock. So that's what we got, because she didn't know what she want, and she couldn't really say, well, I don't know this and all this. So I got some advice, as I always do, and then we got her that, and it's doing pretty good for her, because I know she's thinking about retirement in a couple years. So that's the biggest gift I could give her. But my nieces and nephews and them, they're gonna get some gifts from Uncle Mario. But it's only because it was in the budget, period. Like that wasn't. No, I'm not gonna strap myself. I'm not gonna break the bank. I'm not gonna stress if I couldn't. Like, this was being planned December 26th of last year for us to put a little bit aside when I do a job, when I do a side job. So this was being planned, and I believe in budgeting and planning. So if you budget and plan, I believe you could conquer the world. The first trip I ever went on in life, I went when I didn't have no money, because I budgeted and planned on it, and then I got there, and it was one of the best trips. So I understand what y'all point is about Christmas time being a time of family and about not giving, and it's valid, because I think a lot of time us as Black people, we jump into the thing like, we got to do this, and then we run up our credit cards or borrow money, payday loans, do whatever we can to get our kids stuff that functionally they don't really even need, or they can't even use when school starts, because you'll get them a PlayStation 5 and then they won't have no pens the second week of school, or their shoes will have a hole in it by the summertime. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with all y'all points, but I didn't want to be a hypocrite and say I'm not going to do it when I'm definitely going to Palm Beach to do it.
I just think that like, if you want to do that, that's fine. I just think that there's smarter ways to do it. If you want to, like if you want to buy things and like clothes and stuff like that, how about you buy your summer clothes now when they're on a discount, and now when the summer comes, you don't have to buy those, or you buy your winter clothes during the summer when they're cheaper. I just think that we need to be a lot smarter about the holiday seasons. Like, we can do things to set our family in a whole different light. Zay was the first one that introduced me to life insurance. I bought it because Zay brought it to me, brought the idea to me. How about use this season to get your kids some life insurance, or get yourself some life insurance on your kids? So when you do that, you are valuable to them. You give them an economic bounce in life. So, I think I personally don't, not a big celebrator like that, but I think that if you do celebrate, there is more responsible ways to celebrate the holiday season, and I suggest you do so.
Thank you for that, Chris, the phenomenal Leo. Hey,
you're welcome, fellow Leo.
Guys, I'm changing gears, and I'm going to take it up a notch before I go to my meat and potatoes. Now, all of us in our own right feel like we are that guy, right? Let's be honest here. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Especially ladies, man.
respectively.
Yeah.
I do well
Well,
for myself.
so I say that to say, guys, being a man, and as Chris says, being top of the litter, is that a pick of the litter?
High
High
value.
stock. Yeah, high value. Okay. I'm gonna ask y'all a valid question. This goes for the sexes, especially for the audience. We want to hear your take on this. Can friends, because I've been blasted on the show by my counterpart about having a relationship with a friend that I've never slept with, but is one of my best friends, phenomenally figured best friend, but that's a whole nother story, right? So, can friends have a sexual relationship or a sexual encounter and remain on a friendship level? Is that possible? Please, date doctor, because I see your face lighting up. Please explain to me if that's possible.
Yes, I think that for one thing, we as adults, who some 40, some close to 40, we should have an emotional grip on sex by now. We've been screwing since we was 16 years old. We cannot have the same emotional reaction to sex as we did when we were teenagers. We've been doing it for over 2 decades now, so we have to adjust to that. I personally believe that you should be able to separate the two. I think that you should be even in relationship, you should be screwing your friend. So I think that that's possible. What I don't think is possible is an ongoing sexual relationship with a friend. I don't think that's possible. An encounter, maybe twice, maybe something like that. That's possible, but I don't think an ongoing sexual encounter or sexual relationship with a friend is possible. Not because of the feeling wise, but because how convenient, how hard to find a person that has great sexual compatibility with you. Like you just don't give those up. I know I don't want to speak about guys. I want to speak about myself. I know I've been in relationships where I've had women that I slept with before, and when those relationship was over, I got back. I slept with those same during two. But the point I'm trying to make is a sexual compatible partner is very, very hard to find. So it's not that the whole feelings things, because I believe that grown people should be able to manage their feelings. It's just that it's so convenient to have someone that's sexually sexually compatible with, because I believe that casual sex is the most honest sex you can have, because in casual sex, it's either I like your sex or I don't. So if I like it, I'm going to continue to do it. If I don't, I won't. That's honesty. In relationship sex and feeling sex, a lot of times that woman can not like your sex and stay with you simply because you're a great provider. You her lifeline, but she thinks your sex sucks. So at the same time, she's lying to you about your sex. That's why I think casual sex is the most honest sex. And it goes the same thing with men. Men will hate screwing their woman and screw everybody else in the world except for their woman, but stay in that same relationship because they're not honest when they're about sex, because casual sex is the most honest sex you can have. It's either hit or miss. So for me, no, yes, I do believe that you can have a sexual encounter with a friend and continue to keep it out on a friend level. I just don't think it could be a long-standing, frequent sexual encounter, because at that point, why not be with her? Why not be with him? You guys are obviously getting it on a weekly basis or some monthly basis. Why not take a chance at that relationship? It should be the best relationship you have. Friend, you like her sex, she probably attractive. Give her a shot. But hey, that's what I got. Boys, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna be contradictory because I didn't prepare for this, and I'm gonna go off the dome. Your answer is yes. Mine is no. Even though most Tyler Perry movies start off as the innocent two friends. Oh my God, I didn't know I felt such a way for you. The movie Brown Sugar. Oh, she's my friend. I never had sex with her. We hooked up. Oh, now I love her. All of those movies are like that. Me personally, I say no. And I'm going to tell you why I say no. Because let me share a part of my personal life, being an egotistical person that I once was before I came to the Christ.
Once was.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Past tense.
Never mind. Never mind.
Thank you for my supporting cast of best friends.
Gotta
Listen,
keep you honest, my guy.
yeah, that's real good, Xavier. No, I don't think so. For the simple reason of it being good. With two friends, it's either going to be amazingly awkward, and it's going to ruin the relationship because now we just feel it just feels weird, and you seen my stuff, and blah, blah. Or it's going to be good, and now I'm confused. Now because the chemical exchange, he done pumped some joy juice in her. She's walking around feeling really confused because women are more emotional. For us, men need sex. Men don't want sex. We need sex like a car need gas, right? So I'm going to go say no because the instances that I've seen over the years, you guys rat me for my best friend. This is my best friend. And we never went there because I knew, well, we didn't have that attraction to each other, but I knew if it ever went there, it wouldn't be the same. You can't help it. You can't help it. Or maybe I'm just a little tender in that category. Maybe I'm having a ill DeBarge moment. If I have intercourse with somebody, it ain't no casual pound because I can't do that. But we go there, it is going to forever change our relationship. It's going to forever change.
The draft.
Second of all, I don't have casual sex because I'm that guy in that sense that I might do some things to a woman for me. And she's going to be like, oh, my God, I can't believe you did all of that. You must be really like me. No, I did that for me. I'm just being selfish. We have in sex, and I just did a phenomenal lineup of freaky, nasty stuff because for me, not for you, but I can see how it can be misconstrued. So I'm going to say that the answer is no. Only in movies can you get away with that. And even in the movies, it doesn't work. So I'll come back to that. I'm saying no because once you start kissing and doing all of that, Mr. Brown say, they ain't gonna look at it. A woman will tell you we friends. And forever now she's changed. Like she's gonna play like she's your friend, but in her mind, she still got those feelings. She's still gonna have an attraction to you. And she is gonna be secretly in a relationship with you, whether you know it or not. So while you over there dating all them girls and she your friend, she is waiting for that moment for it to accidentally happen again. As compared to a man, we can do it over and over and it means nothing. But for her, unless she is an OnlyFans participant, it's going to mean something. So not to ravel on. Go ahead, ladies, man, because I see you in the chair. Can't wait to get in.
No, I was laughing. I wanted to ask you if that's that finishing move you got, that tornado twister. That's that one you got. Is that move? That's the one that bring them in. It bring all the milkshake to the yard. But no, no, I was thinking about that. I think that it can happen. I think you can be friends and have sex. You got to have a clear understanding. It's easy, like Chris said. You're two consenting adults. Want to have sex and you're single, have sex. It's okay, but you do have to stay on the same page. What you cannot do is have that secret relationship in your head, because that happens a lot too. I think we're going to talk about that a little later on, where that guy may have clearly said to you a said thing, but women have this notion inside that they're going to change this guy's mind. Like, I heard him, but he didn't really mean that. He meant something else, and he either told you or showed you. But as long as both parties know what it is, I think that can happen. And I don't think that any feelings, well, I can't say that they won't get involved because they do. But again, that's a conversation piece that y'all would have to have. That was my take on it. It was pretty simple to me.
Mario, before we go to that comment, someone said I had sex with a friend and kept it just a friendship. And we're going to come back to that because it had to be terribly bad if you kept it as a friendship, Miss Walter. But we'll come back to that. Mario, sorry to disturb you. Interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I connect with a lot of people. So me speaking candidly and about myself, I think that I have a lot of friends that are women. Not as much now that I'm married, but I have had a lot of friends that are women that I've had sex with, and we can turn out to be actually great friends. And I'm telling you, it's because I could see past the sex, but I understand that was a necessity for me. So most of the women who I am friends with back in the day, not now, you know what I'm saying, that I probably did have sex with them. And then we figured that it wasn't going to work. And I truly wanted her to see happiness. So if I knew it wasn't going to work with me, and I knew that me and her couldn't make it, and I did value her friendship, I could control myself to say, I want to see my friend happy. We got drunk and got into the heat of the moment and did what we did. And we might have did it a couple times. But I trust me when I tell you that I can say, damn, I'd rather see you happy because I know that I can go get another woman. So I don't have to tie you down to me knowing that I don't want you. And that's just how I feel. And maybe my head is too far in the sky or whatever, but I really feel that way. I feel like right now, me and you could be smashing, and then you can say, I want more. And I can say, I can't give you more. And then you can say, well, I got to stop. And I can respect that. And then you can go get a boyfriend and we'll never smash again in your life. I won't even look at you like that. I can do that. It's a proven fact. And I think that most men who understand that, bro, there's a lot of women out here. So I understand that women control sex. Women control sex. I believe women control sex, men control marriage. So I believe that at some point, if you come to the point of the relationship where you want to move on and I'm not ready to go there, then I say, you know what? I understand. I respect you if you're my friend and we go separate ways. And I can be happy for you. I can be truly happy for you and I won't disrespect you in that manner. So I believe, yes, you can do it. But I think it does take the right man at the right time in his life with the right motive. Because a lot of people use that word friend very loosely. I think a lot of guys play friend to get some coochie. Right. And see, those guys right there, I think that they're going to be the ones who are going to get tender and get possessive because they was waiting for their turn for a long time. But I think if you genuinely have a friendship with a woman and then you get into, you know, and because like Chris said, that's one of the best parts of the time. Your chemistry going. This is actually your friend, and if the sex good, y'all might be using each other to get to a point in y'all life. But when y'all see y'all off that road and y'all getting ready to split, it could be a good thing. And then I could value you in everything about you as a woman and be my friend. Like it's actually women who I've had sex with who I'm talking about years ago, never once again ever had, and we can talk and we talk about great stuff. Yeah, I believe that you got to be there because a lot of men just still want to have sex. Like Chris said, I've been there. You're never gonna forget it, but at some point, as a man, you got to have some self-control and say, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. So
you said some key words there, Hart.
I want to say that because when we were younger, I know 10 years ago, I was dating. So the Drake rule, one time is what?
Fine with me.
Listen, and a lot of times. Man, we just want to see what it is, what it be by that one time, and we can move on. So that's the interesting part. That one time is fine for me. Was a scripture in the new gospel. So, but that's what I was saying. But I'm saying if it's good for me, a woman starts to process what is this I'm feeling instead of saying it was just some great sex. Because I feel like this me. I feel like women get good sex confused with relationship type stuff. So a dude that then came down and dropped the 44 has her thinking that she's in a relationship, and sometimes that's all you have in is sex.
I think not to cut you off too. I think that you can't be naive with who you are too. Like I think a lot of times I don't know if it's naiveness or it's manipulation, and I don't want to throw my guys in the bus, but I gotta say this. I think right now, if you actually feel like you're a good man and you actually feel like you have sex good, then you have to expect it might not happen all the time that she might get attached. So then if you know this is coming, then that means you have to be definitively drawing the line constantly. You can't get aggravated. You can't get annoyed. You have to continuously, hey, this is what I want. Beat that in because I don't change who I am. I'm a good man. So I'm going to do all the open the doors, the flowers. That's who I am. But I'm going to continuously let you know this is not and I don't mind because I understand that's my plight. That's what I have to do because I am not the norm. So when men get naive and they be like, she should just know. Nah, bro, she don't know. Because if you are the man who you're saying you are, then it's no way that she just know because that means you're rare. So she's going to try to hold on to that. Go ahead.
Mario, I'm going to Chris next. Not to cut you off, but that's going to be a whole nother topic too because that's the difference between men and boys. Because let's be honest, panel, how many times there's been a chick that you might have thought about hitting, but you say, I'm not gonna do it because I know if I hit it, I know what I'm gonna have to deal with after that.
Yeah.
So you have to make that decision. Like, boy, I know she's gonna lose her mind, so I can't do it. Chris.
That's with that statement that Harder just said, man. That's why the whole when people say we gotta have communication or have an understanding, that's cap to me because there's no such thing as an understanding with women once they feelings turn on. Like you can at the beginning, you could say, "Oh, we just screwing." Once she catch feelings for
you hit that bell.
That's null and void. That contract that you said in the beginning. And me personally, I don't baby women. I think that you are a grown adult who's able to do everything that I'm able to do, has exactly the same amount of senses. You should be able to understand.
What happened if you sign a contract and you can't fulfill your end?
What's that?
What happens?
Terminated.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You terminate it then. You don't stay with the contract and then complain about how bad the other party is. Like right now, if you sign a contract, if I sign a contract with her and she say, hey, we're gonna have consensual sex and there's gonna be no feelings. And then I go back to you and tell you, and I see you feelings, and I see you can't handle it, cancel the contract. I don't have to let her do it. I can say, no, I see you can't handle it. I'm out.
Well, I'm used to women catching feelings, like whether it's we screwing or not. I'm used to that. I have to deal with that. So no matter what, I'm not. But what I'm not going to do is constantly reiterate what I've said previously. What we agreed on already. You can. I'm used to maneuvering in a situation where women like catch feelings with me. So
you can just leave. I'm used to that, and then I leave. Put like this. It's either two options. Either you're going to keep going with it and keep drawing the line every day, or you're going to say, I'm tired of this, and I'm going to go on to somebody else. It's simple to me. Like, it's only one of two things. Because you can't make a woman change their mind.
I'm personally one of the people that believes that if the robber keeps on robbing you, then you the one needs to lock your door and put up a fence or put a ring in. It's not for the robber to change. The robber is being consistent. I am going to screw. That's consistently what I'm going to do. If if you have catch feelings and you've known that I'm not feeling like that, it's up to you as the person that feels like they being robbed or being neglected or being whatever it is, whatever feelings that you feel that I'm doing wrong to you, that it's on you.
But then you got to be willing for the kickback on that. Because you understand,
I'm not scared of women. I have no fear of
women. I'm just saying, period. You don't have to be scared. I say you have to be ready for the kickback. Regardless, I'm saying because a lot of guys act like they like I can't believe she doing this. I can't believe she acting like this.
I'm not one that complains about women. I do not complain about women. You'll never see me posting sentimental shit about women or complaining about female nature. I am in full understanding of it. I accept everything that comes with this lifestyle. I accept it. So whatever comes with it, I'm not fearful. I don't care about the posting on Instagram because whatever you post, I can show documents saying that it was never like that. I've never even told you about relationships. We never had that conversation or anything like that because I'm very honest when I'm in my dealings with women. I'm not sitting here saying, making this facade as if, oh, we're going to be together when if I don't have those type of feelings at that point in time. I am going
that's a good place to be in. That's a good place to be in, but talking generally, so you think most men do that?
What's that?
Talking generally, do you think most men do that?
I think most men lie all the time, and that's what what we keep on saying on this show. You need to stop lying. Have some nuts and tell the truth. I'm not saying that it's gonna be effective with every woman or most of them. I'm just saying you do this because you're not scared, not because of what the feelings a woman gonna have. You do this because you are not scared of a female. Tell her the truth because of that. If you don't want a relationship, don't sit here and tell her that you want a relationship. Now I feel like also you can do relationship things because that's what you tend to do. Right.
I'm a firm believer in that. You don't change who you are. Like I don't change. I don't water myself down to give you the delusion or to trick you into thinking I don't want you. This is who I am. And if you get head over heels for it, and I'm a little different because I feel like at some point to much is given, much is expected. Like I feel like that's not a cliche line. I feel like right now, some people cannot turn down certain stuff. And I feel like if I really feel like I am special. So I feel like I feel like the average woman is gonna like me. If I like her and she give me the time, she gonna like me. But if I lose, I have to understand she might not be ready to go when I'm ready to go. So I feel like it's my job then for me to walk away because I just don't want that bad. I don't even want to deal with it no more.
Let me ask y'all something. Let me ask you something because I want y'all. The comments are hilarious, man. The comments, I always enjoy the comments because right around this time of the show is when the comments heat up, and I love it. I really do love it. So the meat and potatoes tonight usually is our longest topic. And I wanted to ask y'all because this week there was a new person that came onto the internet scene. His name was Kevin Samuels. So I want to give a shout out to my local person named Tim Shannon because that's who Tim reminds me of. I should say the dude reminds me of Tim. And even the Date Doctor, where they give out dating advice. And I think it's real and it's honest, but it ain't sugar-coated. And sometimes it's not really received. So this week, one of the segments that Kevin Samuels had is the segment where he had a young woman on, where the young woman was asked, how does she rate herself? And she also shared that she was looking for someone as a single woman that was making six figures, and they had to have these qualifications, right? So he goes back to her again and says, well, how do you rate yourself? So in the midst of his segments, whether it's male or female, he tries to get people to evaluate and see what's realistic in their expectations for what they want. And I think the part that might have got people upset is when he told her, I think you're going to die alone. I think that was the closing comment on that segment. But just on another comment, on another segment, it was a dude talking about what he wants, and he gave it to him. He was like, you make $16,000 a year, you're fat, and you don't have a big penis. So he was like, bro, come on. He bust out laughing at the man. So he does give it to people equally. But in that sense, the video went viral. And just like our podcast and just like our phenomenal Chris DeLeo, a.k.a. the Date Doctor, gives out his segment, you do get women that debate and don't receive the information like they should or like we want them to. I've always said this, and this is the question I pose to you guys. With the outrage from the video and how it trended and people having different views, because a lot of women said, hey, he actually has some valid points. I want to ask the question, why do women have a problem receiving advice from men about men despite them being women? Do you get that question? Why do women have a problem receiving advice from men? I'm talking about real men about men, despite being a woman that's never spent a day as a man. So that's the question on part A that I wanted to ask you guys. And I am going to Zay first.
That's an amazing question, Hart. I've been trying to figure that one out for a while, my brother. If a man is telling you how men operate, and you've, as a woman, let's start from the beginning. As a woman, if you respectfully ask the man, because you value his opinion about men things, and he's telling you from a man's standpoint, why would you not believe him? I don't understand it. It's like men talk to men all day long, and women talk to women most of the time. They get together and they formulate ideas, and I think that I really believe that women think that they have all of the answers, which I will say this. You guys have a lot of them, but not all of them, especially when it comes to men. Listen sometimes. Receive the knowledge that's coming from a man. Take with it what you will. Something that my mom would tell me is take the sense from nonsense, and boom, you got it. But it's there. He's telling you. Don't give your own variation, or don't put what you have in your mind and tell yourself that he doesn't mean it that way. He means it like this. He means it just the way that he delivered it. I assure you that. But I don't know, and that's a question I want to pose back to our audience. If y'all can definitely write that in the comments, we definitely would like to know, because it will help us in our travels. What you got for them, guys?
Listen, what I wanted to say is, I'm a man, and I'm learning. In my efforts to be honest, because I don't like at this age. I don't lie because you got to remember to lie. And a woman, you lie to a woman, she gonna come back 3 weeks later and ask you. So I don't lie. I'm brutally honest. Maybe it's a Leo thing. They say don't blame the zodiac, but hey, maybe it's a Leo thing because my brother Chris is honest as well. We give it to you right there, so you don't have to misinterpret or say I think what you're trying to say, which I've had that encounter with people. No, what I said is what I meant. And it's funny because all my brothers on this, I love these guys, and we never talk bad about each other, no matter who it is. And I've actually had people that have asked me stuff about one of my brothers, and I'll say, hey, you know, X, Y, Z. And they will tell me, no, that's not it. And I'm saying, I'm a man first, and I'm telling you as a man, but I'm also telling you as a friend that has known this person 30 years, I'm telling you what it is. And have people debate me and argue with me about what I'm telling them. So men don't communicate like women. We don't. But we're simple. So that's why I don't understand. Women are more complex or complicated, even in their thinking and even in their communications. Men are simple. I like chocolate ice cream. That's what I like. It's not get me this, and I'm really meaning that. We are simple, and I just think I think some women make it complicated when they can just simply embrace that we are simple. What we say is what we mean, and it can only be that simple. So I've never understood, because I think you should be able to embrace a man. And I'm not talking about a dude that's simping. I'm not talking about those dudes, I'm not going to cuss, that say stuff to tell you stuff or talk about other dudes just to try to get in your drawers. Women, y'all shouldn't even respect them dudes. You know, it happens every day. But for a man that has a vested interest in you, like a friendship, and you come to him without him breaking G code, if he comes to you and tell you some good advice, I think you should embrace it. But, you know, who am I? Mario.
This is a very intriguing question because I think a lot of times that women don't want to listen to men because they have their own individual thought on how they want stuff to be, and anything that crumbles that vision of how they want it or what they want it or how they want it, then it can't be true. It just can't be true. And sometimes what a man gonna say and how he gonna say it is gonna be blunt. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna be straight to the point. And I see Miss Hughes saying like he was an ass and he was this and he was that, but I'm saying she had done her research. She had looked at his show. She had seen how candid he talked, how blunt he talked, because I watched a couple of his shows. He's this way consistently all the time. So to me, if I'm sitting here saying, you know what? I don't want him talking to me like that. Why would you call this show? I just don't understand. Then why would you call this show if you don't want to hear what he's gonna say? You don't want to take his answers, and you don't want to ingest it and do better. Why? Just turn off your computer and just say, you know what? I don't even want this right now. I don't want to take it, and it's too harsh for me, and it's this and this. Because to some women, they're gonna look at that and say, you know what? I needed it. You know what? Hey, thanks. I was doing bad in this, and this. And I need to work on this, and this, and this. Thank you for a man's perspective. You don't have to take everything they said, but I appreciate and thank you for a man's perspective. And that's all you got to do, and take it and go on with your day. But it's like, if you come to me and say, Mario, what do you think about this? And I tell you, and then your first thing is, I don't know. Well, that's just, well, then what the fuck you ask me for? And I think I get that a lot of times. Like, you don't think I talk to men all the time. I hang around men. Some of my best friends are men. So you don't think I'm a man? You don't think I know how men is?
Right.
I can't talk to, I'm not all men, but I hang around 3 different men right here. All of us are different. So we have different point of views. We talk regularly. I have more friends who have different point of views. So if you ask me about a man, and I'm graciously able to give you the inside scoop on a man, and then you to turn your nose up to that or think that it's not the truth, then it's like, why did I even do it?
And I think that's how he feels. I think he's actually, a lot of people saying he's an ass and he's being rude, but I think he's actually being the best friend to them that they need at that time because he's being brutally honest. He's telling you what you need to hear. You might not like what you're hearing, but it's damn sure what you need to hear for you to get your ass in gear. And a lot of people are afraid of that mirror talk, I like to call it. When you look in the mirror, you ask yourself some of the questions, or you put out into the atmosphere some of the things that you require, some of the questions that you're asking, and you answer them. And if you can't meet up or to those things, then you got the same answer that I think this gentleman was able to provide for you. I think it's a wonderful service because he's an equal opportunist. He doesn't care if it's a woman or a man. If you are on some dumb ish, he's gonna tell you. But he's telling you you gotta learn how to understand a person's heart. He's not saying it to be an ass. That's the emotional side of the individual's listening, going, damn, that was harsh. The logical side is saying, damn, that's the truth. And I think that's the part that a lot of people are getting lost on. But again, that's just what I picked up from it. What you got, Chris?
Well, I want to go to a comment from Alicia Duncan that says maybe some women don't believe men because some men aren't honest and deceitful. I agree with that. I don't like to use dishonest and deceitful. I like to use scared and weak. All you're seeing here is a man that is unafraid of women, unafraid of what they're going to say, unafraid of what's going to happen out, the repercussions after it. He's telling you, he's just giving it to you straight. And that's foreign nowadays. Most men will bend over backwards just to sleep with a woman, or bend over backwards just to not make her mad, and walk on eggshells just not to make her mad. At some point, this form of man is so foreign that when you hear a man like this talk, automatically it sounds like the most left field out of this world type of rhetoric. But actually, it's a lot of us just like this. What we have to understand is that women outnumber us, so their thought process and the way they think is going to be the majority of the world. So when you say these things, instantly they're going to say, "Oh, something's wrong with that man." But in this situation, I go through the same thing on this show. What people think me and Hardy is polar opposites all the time. Yet when you hear us talk, we're constantly agreeing with each other. But because he's married, it comes off a different way. It resonates a different way with women. But it's the same exact teaching. But we get through this all the time. At the end of the day, men, this is what men think. When he's telling you about the amount of kids that you have, that does matter. He's telling you. He's not telling you it's the end all be all, but it absolutely does matter. Your age, it does matter. What you do for a living, it does matter. And he's telling you how it reflects with men. Whether you want to listen to it or not, it doesn't matter. That's just like whether you want to believe in God or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact of God. It just changes that you don't want to believe it. At the end of the day, fellas, we have to be consistent. The reason why women feel it doesn't take this in is because of so many of these whole ass men that hide their hand, they throw stones and hide their hand, and when a woman say something, put something negative about a man on Instagram or Facebook, here these whole ass niggas coming with the likes and the go girl, you look just like women when you do that shit. So maybe if a lot of us get a pair of nuts and tell the truth to women, they wouldn't think that this would be coming, and they wouldn't think he's harsh or whatever it is. That's on us, fellas. These women are talking from experience. They see men, they talk to men at an intimate level far more than we do. All of us probably 100% more than intimate level than us. So they know that men will completely cave in to what they're saying if the woman apply pressure. This comes from us. This is on our watch. This is why they don't believe that man. But
hey,
that's my take on it. I'm not
Chris,
really a doctor.
boy, you was like a preacher on First Sunday, boy, with that gospel. I like that.
It's the jacket. It's the jacket and the tie and the Malcolm X glasses. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Okay, well, listen. What you said was so point on, because when I was going to go back to her comment about some men are deceitful, I think women have to come up with a logical point and know when you got a simp. What is a simp? You got that dude that's going, hey girl, oh babe, you look so beautiful, and he gonna be at some point you got to question: is he really a man? Because he gets so disgusted with men because he's trying to get in your draw. So, do you really trust? Like, can you identify the dude that's just saying anything to get in your draw, and he's telling you he got a chance to tell you what you need to hear, but he ain't gonna do that because he's just trying to toe the line where he can hit. I'm gonna give you a personal story. I had somebody I dated back 10 years ago, right? Had trouble. We had a relationship. She was pillow talking with somebody else, and he, oh yeah, you know, he wrong, he that, da da da. He did all of that to hit. And after he hit, he was pew. You know what I mean?
Got him.
And you know, I thought it was karma. I really appreciated karma working on DSL speed because you need to know who was in your ear. Just like the serpent whispered and all that in the Bible, know who you talking to. So with that being said, what was the biggest reason for the outrage in the video? Was it because he told her she's gonna die alone? Was it because people felt like they felt sympathy for her because she was embarrassed because she was the main snippet of that video when he told her, like, she said, I'm a 5 or 6 or whatever she ranked herself, and he was saying you average. He didn't disrespect her. He said you average. But I've seen so many mixed reviews on the video. So what did y'all think was the biggest reason for the outrage in the video?
The biggest outrage I think that they saw was that the fact that this young lady called for help, and they felt as if the help that he was providing for her wasn't helping. And in the way he ended the call, fuck you, get off my line, hang up. You feel me? I think from me watching it, that would have been the biggest outrage. But me being a guy, also knowing, our patience isn't really a thing of virtue with us, he had gotten fed up of trying to tell her that her aspirations and dreams, she probably need to dumb them down just a tad bit. We got lofty goals and we got realistic goals. She wasn't really exemplifying her realistic goals. She was talking about the lofty ones, and he was trying to tell her to dial it back just a little bit or asking her questions so that she could answer them for herself. But once he seen that she just wasn't gravitating to the advice, and he got a little harsh on the hang up. I can agree with that. That's the only thing that I can see as the outrage. Other than that, I think he did a phenomenal job with delivering that information as straightforward as he possibly could. But that's what I saw.
Well, listen, let's be honest. Before you went on that show, you knew that the potential for what happened was going to happen.
Right.
He is an entertainment, right? So I don't know if he do it for entertainment or not. But that show still, even though he gives advice, highlights him. It's his show. So, we do say things sometimes for fanfare. But what he said on that show, I was like, she was courageous to go on there. So I had to question her. Like, you go on this show and then you say you rank yourself a 5, 6. You're in front of the camera.
I don't think she believed that either.
Huh?
I don't think she believed that either. I think she wanted to say a little higher. A chick ranked 5 or 6. I ain't saying running around talking about
she ranked her face. That was her face.
Right.
She in the
he said that body was something else though.
About her body. And she,
right.
My guess is she got a nice little ass on her.
Yeah, look.
And that is the problem right there. Women with ass.
You thought that was gonna get her to the top.
Be completely delusional in this world. Now, don't get it twisted. I am an ass connoisseur, but at the same time, that right there, that alone.
Yeah, boy.
Female ass connoisseur.
Thank you for the clarification.
There we go. It's the wicked world out here.
Yes. That's the type of thing. That type of thing right there. That ass is like a superpower. It would make
women.
The ugliest women think that the rules just doesn't apply to me.
There's a lot of anteater face ass women with nice.
Turn around. So, but that's just me.
Fact.
I tell you what, y'all can throw the sponsor out for this week. Dante's Spaghetti World. I have never seen such a dialogue like this before. This is a unique show.
Don't worry about it.
Usually they don't conduct themselves in this fashion.
What you seeing right now is an example of pussy privilege.
Oh God!
Women think that just the fact of you having a vagina, you deserve everything. They're not fit. They're not up to the criteria that we got to be. To date, women tell us to date, we got to have job, money, security. We have to have all these things set aside just to date. Women,
I think it's
working.
a bit delusion on this too. Like one thing for sure, I go to the club, right? When I used to go, and I see like let's just say 5 women, right, in the bar, and I see 3 of them that look like wow, that's an amazing trio right there. Then I see one, if I gotta be the wingman, and then I see one like who the fuck knows her? Like how is she with them? Like I see that. Then I see her with something on, like, come on, y'all. So then it lets me to believe that all those women got dressed at the same house or the same car. They went to the same bathroom because all the women go to the bathroom. And then they said, girl, you look good. Girl, you look good. Girl, you look good. So when the dude across the bar come over there and say, I'm straight, nah, he the asshole because she hasn't been told the truth about her inner circle and her friends. See, one thing about, I believe, men is whether it's jokingly or harshly, we give each other the, hey, bro, that ain't it. Hey, bro, your haircut fucked up. Hey, bro, that suit big. Hey, bro, we keep giving each other that till we like, bro, why you got on that? Now, come on, bro, you got to do better than that. But a woman to leave out the house, and I will see another woman with her like, what the fuck is going on here? So that, but then in her head, so when you come over there and have the attitude of, why the fuck would you think you can talk to me? Then you're the wrong guy. But her friend should have said, come on, I think, and I'm saying all I should say is we got to be realistic. Everybody not a dime. You got to be realistic. Everybody not a 6. Everybody not an 8. Everybody not a 7. You can be on your own scale all you want to, but in the scale of life, it's real. There are from here to there. And if you see what, and then what happened is I seen a fact to say 80% of the women in the world want 20% of the men in the world. And that's a fact. When you ask a woman what they want, and they not trying to sugarcoat their answer, they're gonna describe a 6'8" Denzel Washington.
Oh my God.
And then when you look at them, they're gonna be a short Rasputia. So I'm
like, don't qualify. He said those are the words.
Would this guy talk to you? So then when the man tell her, you know what, you a 6. I'm not saying you won't get a 7 or a 5 kind of guy or an 8 kind of guy, but you trying to go to for $100,000 guy. With I'm guessing looks good, tall, is very nice to you, little doesn't have that many kids, and a special guy. Fucking every woman wants that guy. So then why the hell would he pick you? Because if I met right now, I always say to this right now, I got to a place in my life right now where a woman's money doesn't matter. Right. So I don't give a damn that you make $100,000. I don't care because you got a PhD. I don't care about that. I can take care of myself. So I don't need right now in a normal household right now. If you don't have to make $100,000, if I make 120 and you make 70, shit, we $190,000 household. We okay. I don't need you to make $100,000, but I do need other shit. So when you value your money and all that other stuff that I don't need you to value, you already messed up. Because she kept focusing on I make this and I want a man who does this. I mean, what are you bringing to the table? And then when the man simply says you're middle of the pack, slow your roll. If you get a guy who makes 100,000 and is 6'5" and all this, hey, you won. Get on out of there. But if you don't get that guy, shut the fuck up and be happy. Or
the
you
average guy.
Statistics say more women are gonna be alone when they die than men. Because there's more women in this world than men, especially black women. It's just crazy.
Chris, Mario.
Here's the thing. Dating is a competitive sport. It's not equal opportunity. The men with the most money and pizzazz and social status, they get the pick of the litter. Just like the women that's extremely fine, they get the pick of the litter. We had I think we had a segment last time where we have to understand that dating is just not fair. You can't. People have a leverage over you. So I think the only reason why this clip was met with so much outrage is because it didn't have a beat and a music video behind it. If you want to be disrespectful to women, you have to put a beat and a music video behind it, and they would accept whatever you say after that.
Put a dance move with it, Chris.
in a dance move. I've seen Luther Campbell say some of the worst things. I've seen Eazy-E say some of the worst things. I've seen Trick Daddy, Plies, all these people say some of the worst things and never got met with such vitriol. But this man calmly say this to this woman, and it's the biggest outrage in the world. The funny thing about it is when he was talking, when another clip came out, when he was talking about the man's size of his penis, I didn't see this outrage. I didn't see all this.
That was fun.
I didn't see all this calling him a bad guy because
it's no accountability.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for them because the gun wasn't on them.
To talk about men, you can talk about a man in any kind of way you want to talk about him, and that's cheered on. The second that you are truthful with a woman, the second you just are truthful with them and giving them a dose of reality, that's when it's the worst thing in the world.
And you know what?
I talk about personal reality. I am not the best looking man. I'm not the tallest man. I don't have the most money. So no, I'm not looking for Beyonce. That's just the truth. And like Carter said, I don't give a damn about how much money you make. I'm looking for cooperation and peace and hyper femininity. That's what I'm looking for. Horace, what you got?
No, what I wanted to say is when we was growing up, all of us had three of us were athletes, right? So we had ambitions of going to play in the NFL. Chris, you thought you'd be going to NBA. I thought I'd go to the NFL, right? And with that,
I knew I wasn't.
Okay, well, for show's sake, you could have been going to the NBA, Chris.
My bad. Yeah,
cooperate here. Yeah, all right. My point is, man, that's a fantasy. Everybody want to be a football player, right?
Behold.
But look at right now, Mr. Christmas. I'm gonna get with you in a minute. Right now, look, everybody getting surgery, right? And look like everybody going to the doctor because you're giving everybody the same body. So at some point, I must say that is what's the blueprint right now. I've seen even the good people that have even though it's a shortage of men, women have abandoned this premise and they've turned into, like you say with the Buddhists, even the best people on Instagram. Everybody is like they're going for this Amber Rose theory. You know, I'm gonna be fine enough that a dude ain't gonna do nothing on this checklist. I'm gonna get chose. It's like a lot of jokers going for, maybe to your point, Chris. So for the dude that's making six figures, the dude that's the NBA player, the dude that's the rapper, a lot of people are shooting those shots towards the sky. So forget the average dude that's out here. Everybody's shooting that way. I had someone that I met probably, I can't tell the time, but listen, I met someone that got 5 kids who said, I'm looking for somebody who is 6'2" or taller and make XYZ. She has 5 kids and she is 5'1". So I'm with Kevin saying, like, some of the stuff is not realistic. Like, you're going to die alone. Even if you ain't say you want 6'2", you have 5 kids. Men love kids, but we're not being realistic. But despite all of that, she is shooting her shot up there and really believes that she's going to get this 6'2" guy that's going to come in like Shamar Moore and play stepdaddy to 5 kids.
But I feel like this. If you invest in, let's just say, dating is the goal. Let's just cut the bullshit. Marriage is the goal, right? I believe every woman want to get married.
Even if they lie about it.
They might lie. That's what I believe. I believe every woman want to get married, right? So then if you say, okay, let's just be realistic. It's less men in this world than women. Just facts. It's no harsh reality. That's a fact. Look it up in any phone you got. So then if I say, damn, if I'm a woman, I say, well, damn, okay, it's less women. It's less men in this world than men. And the average guy is like 5'8", 5'9". So that means most of the men in this world are 5'8", 5'9". So that means and then this is what? 3% of the world that make over a certain amount of money. So, okay, so now we just keep chopping it down and chopping it down. So I say, well, damn, those guys are going to have I'm talking about pick it a little. They're going to have the extreme pick it a little. But like Horace said, but what happens? Now, that's just when you normally born a woman. So what other women do is say, you know what? Let me cheat. I know women, I know men. I'm not going to be naive. I'm not going to be crazy. I'm going to say men like to look at women. So you know what I'm going to do? Instead of I'm going to do this, and this, I'm going to get my money up and go buy me a butt, go buy me some titties, and start taking pictures. And eventually, one of these guys who make all this money, they're gonna see me.
Yeah.
Some might say, look at this floozy, look at this, look at this. I'm gonna say that's a woman who knew what she wanted, and went and got it. She invested in herself, no matter how you look at it, and said, I'm gonna go get it. Rather than a woman saying, I don't care what a man say he want, he should want this. I ain't going to no damn gym. He should just love me for the way I am. I got a big heart and I love going to school. So I'm gonna go make a lot of money because I love working. And I love kids. So I'm gonna have a whole bunch of kids. And it don't matter. Because if a black man, a real black man, he'll love me the way I am. The fuck is going on?
Watch this.
You think that you can set the bar. You have no leverage in marriage. Women have no leverage in marriage. You can want to be married all you want to. Until a man says, I want to marry you, you will not be married. Just like we have no leverage in coochie. We do not determine when we have sex. A woman has to give it to us. We have no leverage. So let's be realistic. If you want leverage, you need to say, let me find any kind of way I can to appease to this kind of guy, because that's what I want. And that's just being realistic. I want a certain type of woman. So what did I do? I got braces. I got in the gym. I got a better job. I became the ones that I heard women say they want to talk about. I learned I talk to women and say, what kind of men do you like? How do they dress? How do this? How do this? I studied to be this person. I didn't just say, you know what? Fuck that. A woman gonna love me just because I'm a black man. And I've seen so many women doing that. Just that arrogance of take me as I am. And if you don't, you're not a man.
Hard. So did you let's not glaze over the fact that he said you outside of your father and probably your close friends, you don't even know anybody like that. You don't know what they want or even what to do for them. So you're asking for something that you don't even know how to take care of. Now, let's go a step further. Let's say that God grants your wish. You get that guy. But because you're making the most money out of your circle of friends or your influence, when this man is trying to pour into you, you can't take it. And he's like, this is the reason why I don't mess with your kind. This is why you won't get that chance. I'd rather take somebody that's going to be able to receive the information that I'm going to present or I'm going to be able to give. Not a person that's coming in because they felt like they made it. So now they want to challenge my authority as a man or who page are we going to get on because I make money too. Instead of getting on one page, don't matter who page, y'all page. You feel me? So that y'all could both take off instead of saying, I'm looking for this individual that makes this type. I just feel like, and that could be my personal opinion, when I hear that they're looking for a easy ride or something to that effect. But anything, everybody knows that anything that's worth keeping, you're gonna have to work at. So it doesn't matter, like he told her, what's wrong with an average guy? If you're making a decent income and you get an average guy, 2 incomes is better than 1. It doesn't matter if his supersedes yours or not, just as long as y'all goals are being met. And that was some of the things that I was thinking of as I was listening to what she said she wanted. Are you even able to handle the prayer that you have going out or the request?
The problem, I think, is when we evaluate people's self-worth monetarily. That is the problem, whether it's women or men. When you evaluate a person's self-worth monetarily, that's when you're going to have a problem. I tell men all the time to take sex out of the equation. Okay, now you start to evaluate the true woman. To evaluate the woman, you must devaluate the box. Period. So once we start doing that, and if you take the money away from a man, now you got to see what's lies be under him. Is he a great leader? Is he a great communicator? Is he a nurturer? Does he provide safety for you? Can you sleep at that house now and not worry about the person that the movers that came in that knows where you live at, knows what's everything in this house, and now they could easily come back and rob you. That man provides that level of safety for you and your kids and everything like that. So once you start evaluating men on that level, on the level of how good they are with their family, on the level of how their decision making, their calmness, their masculinity, then you'll stop getting on the show talking about I want a man with 6 figures.
But I think the 6 figure,
that makes
I think the 6 figure
that's
part,
the amount of a job or a plug.
You know what the 6 figure part do? It allowed them to say, well, at least I won't have to sacrifice this. Like, okay, he might don't treat me good. He might don't this, but at least I have the Louis every week. At least I had a nice house. At least I
Selling
have,
yourself short.
and that's what I'm saying. It's always like you trying to bargain not to lose. When you got to understand love and actually finding your mate is a gamble. You got to put your whole self into it and start trying to stack the deck on your side. And then say, I'm going into this to say this is for the long haul. If you lose Chris method, then that's how you find long haul. But when you're trying to secure yourself that you don't take a loss, then you're gonna start saying, well, he at least got to make money. Because I know if all else fails, I'll leave this thing where I can get the trips, I can get this, I won't have to suffer, I won't have to this. And that's all that is. Because when you only thinking about money, you definitely just trying to say, I won't lease, I won't have this to worry about.
Financial security.
I want to say what I've observed from just some friends. One, I do feel like some women chase that 6-figure guy for definition. I'm going to define myself by who I'm attached to. Because I have a friend that didn't have a degree. She was a beautiful person, but she only dated people, whether it was an attorney, a contract, like she dated those people specifically. So I kind of saw through that, right? But here's the difference. Here's the catch. A couple of the guys that had the 6 figures and who, was attracted to her, who would have sex with her and hit it, wouldn't stay with her, simply because when it came to his mirror of what he needed to have on him, she didn't match that. He matched her, but she didn't match that. And also, dude was out there. Most dudes that make 6 figures are getting it. So dude didn't have time to be on the couch watching TV and all that. Dude was constantly flying. He on these trips, he all that. So I really get confused when I say he had to have 6 figures. He has 6 figures. Because the dude that's making 6 figures is still chasing 6 figures. So he ain't gonna have that time. Because there's some dudes, I always say this to ladies, there's some dudes that will genuinely love. He know he lucky to have you. He gonna love you. He gonna take care of you. You don't want him. You want to do it over here for image and definition. So I always say lately it just seemed like this dude's chasing you while you chasing that person. It's a revolving cycle. But that's just my analogy from what I see now. Everybody's chasing people. Like the person that's into you, take time to get that person that really would value you, your time, and give them a chance. I got a lot of friends that's going to be lonely as hell because, one, they done curved a whole lot of people, and now they overthinking it.
I agree with everything Horace saying. But I think the first thing women got to do, if you ask me, you didn't ask me, I'm just going to throw it out there, is be real with yourself and say, what does happily ever after look like for you? Like, what does it look like? Like, does it mean, because if it means marriage, then you need to start rethinking dating. Because if it means marriage, if happily ever after looks like marriage, then you got to understand your leverage ain't what it think it is. That's all. That's what I really want women to get to understand is what do you think that you can do to make a man? Because a man has to ask you.
Yeah. Well, I think that my biggest tip is this: understand that there's a separation. Your box has limited options. You yourself doesn't. Your box can have as many kids as possible, and men are going to want it. Period. Many men are going to come and pursue it. Many men are going to take you out on dates for it. Your box has unlimited options, depending on the smell. But you yourself as a woman per se, it doesn't apply to you. That part doesn't apply to you. That's just the truth about it. That once the box is taken out of the equation, then the man going to start evaluating the kids, evaluating the baby daddy situation. He's going to start evaluating the living, the situation. Do you have this relationship with your mom where she controls you, or all kinds of things? So many factors comes about because, again, I have to make the decision for the rest of my life. The worst thing you want to do is turn a man into a general manager. Now he started to look at the contract and say, hey, you want a lifetime contract? Well, look at your age. Look at your kid. Look at your living situation. Look at your education level. That's when a man becomes a general manager. The last thing you want to do is make a man become a general manager because he stopped looking at the box now. He stopped evaluating it. He started looking at all these other stats to try to make, who am I going to give a lifetime contract to? Who am I going to give a lifetime contract to? And you have to understand that every single year there's a graduating class at UCF. or you can plug in any other college that you want to. There is a graduating class at UCF every year.
And what you saying is true. Because every man, whether we say it or not,
New models.
he being married, Tootie have been married, so he understand what it took for him. Every man goes to that thing and say, I know a lot of good women. I know a lot of beautiful women. I know a lot of smart women. I know a lot of women with money. But why her? Mm-hmm. So understand, it's not a man saying, hey man, I don't know. Damn, I think I just got to go this one. No, he's looking at it saying, you know what? Shit, I can see the long haul for it. Like Chris said, I can see this one business growing into 2, growing into 3, and then I can see a whole lifetime of bliss from this. And then he go on. So I don't think that it's just a man just sitting there saying, man, I guess you know what? She's just, they might say that she's just remarkable. She blew every woman out of the water. Oh my God. Come on, man. I understand you might feel that way in your heart, but you know, it's a lot of good women out here, especially black women. It's a lot. Y'all are killing it. So it's a lot of y'all. So the same way y'all beat y'all chest and say, black women are on top. Black women are killing it. Black women look good. You don't think we see that?
But listen, Mario, to add what you're saying, ladies, do not take it personal. Every man has a checklist, right? Of what that long haul, and then me being with her on that long haul checklist, what does she check off at? Because I know women that got great jobs, have all this, but on my checklist, it doesn't go to long haul. You know what I mean? Like peace of mind. This is somebody I'm sleeping with every day. You know what I mean? This is somebody who I'm asking to pray over me and her. I'm praying over her. So there is a checklist that comes into play. So don't take it personal. Some men require more. Some men require less. Some men require more emotional support from a woman. Some men might require more physical. Everybody is different. So like Mario said, it's a lot of phenomenal women out there. I'm just saying for the ladies, a lot of ladies are single. You got some guys you know that's into you that you just won't give a chance, and you'd be surprised. While you chasing the guy that other 20 other girls are chasing, is a dude that's head over heels in love with you that'll probably give you everything you ever need, and you won't give him a chance. So you waiting out on this guy, and this guy is the guy for a reason. So I'm just saying everybody's checklist is a little different. So, you know, Chris.
Right here, Marlena, who's Wildflowers IC, says women think the same way. Okay, so this is what happens all the time when we start to talk, and then we get the rebuttal from women. At the end of the day, if you are not the one asking, get down on one knee and asking for marriage, then it's not the same game. We're not playing the same game. I'm the one have to ask the woman to marry. We are the one that have to ask the woman to marry. So regardless of where you want fairness at, it does not apply. It just does not apply. We have the most leverage in this situation. If that's what you value, because that's what you say you value, we have the leverage. So it's not the same. You can think however you want to think. You can think that you don't want fat men, but at the end of the day, when you're 45 and it's crunch time, that's like when 2 o'clock hit in the club. Your standards go down because what you trying to
5-2.
So at the end of the day, you don't have the leverage. You can go back and forth and say, well, women think that way too. Who cares a damn? Who gives a damn? I think everybody, all the unmarried guys on this stage, right, on this show right now, is not going to shed a river of tears if they don't get married again. I don't know. I'm speaking for you guys, but I don't know. It's not going to, not that we don't have aspirations for it, but at the same time, if it never happens, we're not going to shed any tears. And I can guarantee you one thing: we still will not have a lack of women at any point in time. Because if there's 2 things the world will never run out of, it's water and single women.
I think they still don't understand that you are applying for the job.
Yes.
Like, so the employee don't give a damn if you can come if 6 to 10 is your hours. If they don't work for you, guess what? This not the job for you. That don't mean you're a bad person. That mean you're not qualified for this job. Because at the end of the day, marriage, like he said, I keep saying marriage leverage is on a man. No matter how a woman could be married year 2, do everything he wants. and she can't force. It's nothing you can do until he says, you know what? Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, fellas. And that's it. She has, it don't matter. She can tell her friend, they can go ring shopping, she can do whatever she wants. Nothing happens until he decides to make it happen. You have, it don't matter what you want.
And it'll
Mario,
be
it'll
be your best bet if you make a great impression on us, because we are who he's gonna come to before he asks you. So it'll be a good idea if you make a good impression on us. And if we catch you in that club with that other man like we did on the last segment, that shit over with. And we catch you on the twerking video, that shit over with. And we catch you with your child singing the City Girls, that shit over with.
Listen, I ain't gonna say nothing. Before I want to close out, but I gotta address the comment. I gotta be attracted to you, not faking that just to get married. And I want to do a statement with Alicia, and I said it because I wrote a thesis that I posted. It's old, but I highlighted, and I think y'all read it. Back in the days, my era, we didn't have internet. We didn't have video phones. Y'all remember that era where your homegirl could say, I got a girl, and you hook you up, and y'all get on the phone. Y'all might talk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, and you don't know her. You ain't seen her yet, but y'all talk first, right? So when you finally see each other, they might not be as fine as you think, but you already talked to them, you have a connection to them. So now you into them. You know what I mean? I ain't saying they butt ugly, but they might not be that in your mind image. Right now, compared to today, you got people that's image first. So he don't look like I want him to look. So I'm not even going to give him a conversation. I want to do a segment with that, Mario and Chris, because I feel like I know people that got married and are still married off of that. Met each other through a friend, never seen each other, talked for a week before they met each other. And then when they met each other, they was invested because they got to know each other. I'm saying a lot of people not even giving dudes the courtesy. I would tell women, give the dude one phone call. You might be surprised. See if he can engage you. So you're not being attracted to him. You might be attracted to him through something else. He might spark your mind and then remove that veil where you actually start to see him a little different. And I got a lot of women that'll testify to that. So when the women, you kind of making my point. Y'all be in there and you look at this guy in that image, and it's killing y'all, man. Everybody ain't gonna go ahead, Chris.
Don't give me no charity call. Don't give me no charity call. If you don't want to be on the goddamn phone with me, get off the phone. And you can rest assured that I'm not calling back. No, if you want to be quick, and cancel like that, that's perfectly fine. I don't give a damn. Keep your ass where you at, because you and that cat is gonna have a wonderful life together.
Man,
I just want to know this. I just want to know this. Most women out here say they're good women, right? Most women out here say they're not a hoe. Most women out here say they good mamas if they have children. Most women out here say they hard-working women. So according to me listening to women, every woman is good, right? So as a man, so if every woman is good now, because I don't hear women just saying, nah, unless they don't like her, and she ain't shit, that ain't shit. I don't hear just a whole bunch of that going on. And I always hear every woman say they're good and they have all these amazing qualities. Cool, I'm okay with that. So if all y'all have all these amazing qualities, right? And I come up and you want me to say, how can I tell the difference between all of y'all? Tell me, how do I know the difference between all of these good women? If all y'all cook good, all y'all look good, all y'all raise children good, all y'all don't gossip, all y'all do everything good. So tell me, what is a man supposed to do to set this, to differentiate which one is good and which one is not? Everybody think highly of themselves. So everybody when the lady says she a 6, all I seen in the comment is, I ain't no 6. I think I'm this. Okay, so if everybody an 8, everybody a 9. So when a man walking to a club,
everybody.
I just want to know, how does a man right now? I got 3 single men on here. So right now it's a plethora of women in the comments, and everybody bad. So I want to know, how do these men say? How did this man say that's the one? I want to know. I just want to know that if everybody, because it can't be nobody better than the other one. That would mean that you have a flaw somewhere. That you never, ever talk about it. You know, like right now, I just heard Chris say, you know what? I ain't to this. I ain't to this. I have yet to hear a woman say that. In the comments, when the girl say she a 6, I seen it been light up. She got herself fucked up. She got low self-esteem. She don't think highly of herself. All this kind of stuff right here. I know Chris thinks very highly of himself. I think Chris is fucking through the roof about himself. And I just heard him say, I'm this, and this. I know my limitations. I know my flaw, and I'm okay with them. And I'm ready to walk into the future with it. But I seen the comments light the fuck up about her being a 6. And truthfully, she look good. She ain't that bad looking. So I wanted to say, if y'all so 9s and everybody can cook and everybody make a lot of money and everybody got this, how do we pick a woman? I want to know that.
If every restaurant is McDonald's, why pick one McDonald's to go to when you can have 2 or 3 McDonald's?
Especially when the other McDonald's not saying nothing about the other one cheeseburger. It's like, come on, like because the minute I say anything about any imperfection, I'm a dog, I'm nasty, I'm a piece of shit. How dare I talk about women like that when I'm just strictly stating the truth? And that's all it is. It's crazy.
Man, listen. This topic could go on and on, but I damn sure got to tell you, we actually got next show's topic simply coming from the damn comments. Somebody asked me, Mario, when you talked about, you say you don't need a woman to make 100K, but you want to know, but you need the other shit. Somebody want to know what's the other shit. So we're going to talk about that next week on the show. And I got to give, I don't know who Quantum Vortex Energy is, but those comments tonight have been interesting. That's been interesting. Tanya Hughes, Alicia Duncan, the owner of Gandalf's Candles, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to cut it short tonight. I mean,
Alicia be dressing 1,000 hours.
Yeah, call her ranch.
All right, that's different. I like that one. So, I mean, I hope the show, I know while we were on air, I got a lot of people to actually tune in and give their responses and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting, man. Join us next week as we come in. Closing comments fast, guys. What you got? Chris.
Shout out to Zay. He just got his diploma in haircutting. He's been doing illegal haircutting since he was a teenager, and now now you can get a legal haircut from Zay. All he did was pay $250 for a fake certificate. No, I'm joking.
Well, I wish they would have gave me a discount.
Congratulations, my brother. I just like to let you know that Zay Cuts, the prices has went up.
I was his first customer. I should get a discount. You know, he making money now, making legal haircut. That's why
I'm gonna tell you how the discount haircuts go. That's an all one height and an edge, no razor blade. Don't worry about it.
Nasty.
All right.
I want customers
though.
Zay cut my hair a lot of years, and I couldn't even make it with hair to get one of those haircuts.
Zay driving that foreign car now. He got to be real uppity. What's your closing comments, Chris? Zabo?
Man, I want to shout out this Quantum Vortex Energy guys out here in New Mexico, man. I guess we're making a little bit of noise, so thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody else, we welcome all the comments. We're going to try and get back to you guys. If you have any more questions or any more topics in that area, drop them in our inbox. We definitely love to speak on. We definitely want to give them to you from a man's standpoint. So we just ask that you receive it. And guys that's in there in the comments and that's watching, that's not saying anything, guys, y'all chime in too, man. Y'all can't let these women outdo us. And definitely, as my brother Chris would say, that accountability, man, speak up. These women are wanting to know what they need to do. How do they find you? You know, do whatever it is to make y'all become one. Y'all got to say something or they'll never ever know. My boy Mario said he does not like his deer shooting at him. So y'all got to shoot us those questions and we'll do the rest. What you got, my boy?
Mario.
I want to appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and I definitely appreciate the comment section because, as Horace said, the comment section alone keeps us thriving. When y'all feed in, it make the show better. I'm a true testament to that because we're reading this countlessly over and over and over, and y'all giving us y'all point of views. Whether we agree or disagree, it doesn't matter because we want the feedback because the feedback gives substance to the show. So I want to say thank you, everybody, especially our true followers that follow every Monday and come in and show us love. And I want to say, please share this. This conversation is so big, and I think it's so necessary. So I think if y'all leave this show today and tell somebody about us, I think what'll happen is it'll grow. And then this representation of Black men actually having a voice, not gang banging, not being worthless fathers, all being entrepreneurs and having some real stuff to talk about will spread like wildfire. And instead of them promoting the worst of us as people, they'll start promoting the best of us. So I want to say thank everybody for tuning into this show. And remember, the Black Super Friends are all of us. You are our Black Super Friends, and we're yours.
Okay.
All right. Hey, guys, everybody tuning in, please hit the share button. Do like I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to share it, but I'm going to tag in a few people that I think need to watch the show. So, hey,
wait a second. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I wanted to add one little piece. So, guys, we've been taking some inventory and we've been looking, and we noticed that when we talk to you guys, y'all sometimes don't receive what we're saying. So we put our best attire on so that you can take us serious, so that you can know that we're here to help. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope that this evening's segment was an enlightening one for y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all.
Exactly.
Good night,
ladies. We love you. We love you, ladies. We love you.
And thank you for the comments.
Thank you for showing up every day. Thank you, ladies. We love you.
All right. Stay tuned for the next episode and the follow-up shows from the Date Doctor, Mario, and the ladies, man. Thank you for tuning in.